What's up, Nova Heads? It's Amber Nova.
This is Chris Lights Out Lytle.
Hi, this is Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
Ice Boogie.
It's the real and raw All Against Our Twat.
This is Smiling Sam Alvey.
It's Archimedes.
I'm Jack Cartwheel, the real deal, the human highlight reel.
This is Steve Mowry.
I'm Victor Henry.
Boy, Bulletproof Troop. Billy Stark.
It's ECW Original, The Enforcer, C.W. Anderson.
This is Honest John.
Hyper Street.
I'm Bruce Moreno.
It's Mr. Classic.
Anthony Noe. I'm Jason Punet.
The young goats.
It's old Howdy Price here.
When I say what's my name, Snipes.
Richie Slade. My name is Gino Rivera, the Frank Sinatra of the Spanish Mafia.
The incredible one, Anthony Idol.
This is Ken Shamrock.
The Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
Yo, watch and listen.
Championship online.
This is Alex Mars here. Hi, Richard Modest.
So, please listen to it, otherwise be cursed. Okay, see you later. Love that, Dennis.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're now watching and listening to Championship on the Line podcast. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Alex, and today is a very, very special episode here today because we got a professional wrestler in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been doing some big things over at Warriors of Wrestling out in New York. Was also the No Limits champion over there in this kid. Oh, he's got the belt. Woo! That's a nice looking belt. That's awesome.
Yo, it is. I'll tell you not. I've had such an attraction to this belt the first time I saw it. It's so beautiful. Tell me not. This is better than the World Championship. Be honest.
Yeah, I gotta admit it is nice too. It's a beautiful belt. It is. When I saw the pictures in your social media, I saw it. I'm like, wow, like it's a beautiful title. It's a beautiful belt.
Mm-hmm. Little Goldie here. Wait, I can't use Goldie. That's copyrighted. Sorry. Little Noelle over here. She's a beaut.
Nice. I like you keep it clean. It's awesome. Like it looks like it's polished. It's nice. And
oh yeah, you gotta keep the belt clean. You can't have it dirty.
That's true. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to have him. Again, doing big things, Warriors Wrestling, No Limits champion, all the way from New York. Ladies and gentlemen, mutants. We have Dexter Obsidian, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna put Noelle down because she's a little bit heavy.
All right, awesome, man. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to do this, man. Very, very excited to have you on. But before we get started, we'd like to do a quick segment where we do fun questions to get to know about you person. Is that cool? We do it for you?
Yeah, sure. Hit me with whatever you got.
All right, cool. Awesome, man. The first question will be, what is your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time? It would have to be a tie between Batman 1989 or Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
Those
Classics.
to me are my two favorite films of all time.
If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one, don't do this to me. Ghostbusters.
Okay,
Ghostbusters.
Nice. And who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
It was Egon.
Okay.
Everyone thought Ray, Ray was the clown. What is it? I can't even. What was Barry's character again? I can't remember it right now. It's my favorite movie, and I can't remember his character's name. What was Bill Murray's character's name? Jesus Christ! All right, whatever. Egon was my favorite character of the movie because he was just a badass, and nobody. I don't think nobody came close to him in that movie. My opinion.
Okay, cool. I'll be honest with you. Like I've never seen Ghostbusters. So I can't tell.
Wow. I figured that's like a staple people gotta watch.
I know. I just unfortunately I've never had the chance to watch it. So I definitely in the future I'll watch it. But yeah, I never seen Ghostbusters.
You should, man. Especially, oh my god. So what's your favorite movie then?
Oh, I gotta go Rocky. That's my favorite movie.
Rocky? The first one, right? The original.
I like
Mr.
all of
Balboa.
them. But yeah, but the full franchise is great. Like all the movies are great. But yeah, I'll probably go with the first one.
Respect. I like the original.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Especially too, because like I'll be honest, like I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen that one movie of Star Wars. I know. People they get weird when I say that, but yeah, I've never seen Star Wars or like Lord of the Rings. Like I've never seen any of those movies. Like I've never seen Ghostbusters or Back to the Future. Like I've never seen none of those.
All right, so what did you spend your childhood watching growing up?
Well, wrestling. A lot of it was just a lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
All right.
Wrestling, sports movies, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I was just never really into like the sci-fi or like or stuff like that.
I got you. A lot of people could be like that. Definitely a few people I consider friends never seen those movies. I'm like, how did you not see them? They're classics. They're just never seen it.
Yeah, but I am open to it though. I am open to watching it one day. But yeah, because like a lot of people like it, so I gotta find out for myself what's the hype on it. But yeah, definitely gotta watch this.
It's just good. It's just good entertainment for like an hour and a half. They don't make.
But which Star Wars is the best one though? I need to know which one is the best one.
I would say Empire Strikes Back, just because it's a better sequel to the original.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's why it's the best one.
Okay.
Cool. Return of the Jedi.
Okay, cool. Now I know. Now I gotta watch it now. Awesome.
For anybody out there who loves Return of the Jedi, don't kill me, okay?
Awesome. With the next question, what is your favorite TV show of all
time? Psych.
Psych. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's like the first one we ever got. Yeah, that's a good show.
For some reason, it was just funny as hell. I love the characters in it. It was different at the time, when you had all those, I think they were copying, what was that other psychic show? I can't remember the name of it. Like Medium or something.
Monk?
No, Monk was a good show too. Monk was another one of my good shows. That one was a really good show.
Trying to think. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Whatever. That's just another thing to add to the forget pile. Jesus Christ.
Okay. I apologize for that, but yeah.
No problem, man. I just say a lot of random shit.
I don't know what you say. Yeah, man. But Psych is a good show. I like that's that's like the first time we ever got someone to mention that one. But yeah, it's crazy too because it lasted a long time too. It wasn't like
I figured they would stop like after they got their big bad guy, in season 5, but they just kept it going, and the story wasn't bad. They tied up loose ends. The way you watched the last episode of it,
I think I did. When it came out, yeah.
I have to say that might have been the best episode they had, just of how funny it was.
Yeah,
like, they went out on a high note.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now a lot of shows can't say they do that anymore.
Yeah, because a lot of times when they do like the endings too, it's just like something's not good enough, or like usually it's like a big fail for them when they do like last episodes. But for that one, Psych was pretty good.
Yep, it's one of those unique shows that doesn't get a lot of credit.
Yeah, it's like one of those like hidden gems, pretty much. Yeah.
So if anyone watching, if you have not seen Psych, I recommend you go see it, at least the first episode, and give it a chance. All right, give respect to greatness.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, with the next question, what do you have a favorite band or music artist you like to listen to?
I don't want to say I have a favorite band. I like multiple bands. I like Blink 182, Sum 41. I'm a very old school person with my music. Like I love the late 90s, early 2000s punk rock. Is there anyone specifically today that I will listen to? I would have to say, I can't even say that. I mostly listen to my oldies. There's nothing today that, like, everyone today sounds the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go through like 30 different rappers and you would literally say, which one's which again?
Yeah, that's true.
They all sound the same. So, Fall Out Boy. I would say Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance. are the ones that I would still listen to today. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And then with those two bands, what would be like your favorite song from both of them?
Dance Dance from Fall Out Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Classic.
Black Parade from My Chemical Romance.
Okay, nice. Love it. Cool. And with the next question, what is your favorite meal you like to eat?
Chicken masala.
Okay. Nice.
It's a very old school Italian dish. Doesn't take much, and it tastes better than anything you would buy at fast food.
Okay, cool. Usually, you go to ask like everyone that question, it's always like the same. I get usually the same answers. Usually, like vegetables and steak. It's always like one of those. It's always like, yeah, I gotta have steak and veggies. I'm like, okay.
Cause like, damn, does nobody know there's like other shit you can eat out in the world? Like, what?
I know.
What is that? Like,
I know.
Come on, people, you got restaurants of like all varieties in New York.
Yeah.
Go treat yourself. Come on.
I know, absolutely.
Make
Yeah, when
them
anyone told they're just like, yo, that's all I eat. And I'm like, oh, you don't eat anything else? Like, no. I'm like, oh, okay.
I say, you got a lot of meatheads on this show then, huh?
Yeah.
Diversity, folks. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, the next one, I don't know if you're a gamer or not, but if you are, what's your favorite video game of all
time? I don't really game too much now. When I used to play, you had the standard growing up. You had Call of Duty, you had Battlefield, you had I remember the GoldenEye game, 007. That was a really entertaining game at the time. I would play that over and over again. But really, no, I don't play too many games nowadays.
Okay, cool. And then with the next one, do you have a favorite sports team?
Nope.
Okay.
No. You know what you say when you would watch mostly sports stuff, and that I didn't watch sports growing up, besides wrestling.
Okay.
There was that. Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to choose, I would just say the Rangers, because I see more hockey on TV than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, it's just because the only team I know.
Okay. Okay. Cool. No worries. Well, the next one, outside of wrestling, do you have a hobby you like to do?
I bike ride. Yeah, I enjoy riding my bike, when it's nice out and not this bipolar weather we've been having in New York lately,
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. I used to have other hobbies. I used to collect trading cards for the old games back in the day. I used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic cards. I probably still have my collection somewhere buried. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have a hobby other than just riding my bike now.
Okay, cool. It's crazy too with cards now, because now like it's almost like it's coming back to life. Like now everyone's collecting cards, even sports cards or Pokemon. It's pretty crazy too.
Everyone's getting back on the hype train of collecting stuff. I think, what is it? I think I had a collection that I had like a few cards that were worth almost $100 each when they first came out. I don't know how much they would be now. Probably garbage because they're so old, but I should probably go look into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because you never know. Like sometimes a lot of cards now, even now, like they're in value now. So you never know. You might have something pretty valuable.
Definitely. I'll see. You gave me something new to think about. Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. With the next question, before every match, do you have a ritual you like to do?
I guess a lot of people have rituals when it comes to matches. I remember this one guy used to like follow the beat to his own song before he walked out into the show, and I always thought that was kind of weird. The only thing I really do is just try to psych myself up for the match before I get out there. I don't really have a ritual per se. I figured like if you try to like have this superstition, it affects your game. I don't have a superstition. I just got to go out there and wrestle. I'm in training 3 times a week, twice at the very least. I make sure that I have the ability to know what I'm doing. You know, some people have their rituals because they're superstitious. I'm not. I just go out there and do what I do.
Okay, cool. I love it, man. I love it.
Sorry for any wrestlers who think I'm being a dick right now, Tia.
No, you're good, man.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, no, everyone's different. Everyone has their own thing, and whatever works for them, it's cool. Awesome. And then with the last fun question, if you could have a match with someone that isn't a wrestler, I'm talking about you have a match with a celebrity, an athlete, or a character from a movie, anyone, who would it be?
As soon as you said celebrity, I was thinking Chris Rock.
Really?
He took that hit like a champ.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give him
so,
yeah.
All right, but seriously though, if I had to choose one celebrity, Jack Nicholson.
Really? Okay. Why
in
Jack
his prime? Jack Nicholson in his prime. Just because I feel like it would be like a crazy match, just his facials, and people would get into it, and then it would just be such a unique match because you wouldn't figure someone like that in the ring.
Okay.
But I feel like it would be really interesting.
Would this be like a regular like singles match, or would it be some type of?
It would be for him. It would have to be at least a no holds barred, or maybe to play off Shining, maybe a Hell in a Cell to give that little feel. Because I could just imagine being a door set up, he's on the other side with an axe hits through it, and you just see his face coming through saying, here's Jackie, here's Johnny, whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be like such an epic moment just to have on camera.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. That's like, how would you see yourself? Do you see yourself winning this match?
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Nicholson all the way.
Really? Okay.
Really? Listen, like in that scenario, yes, Nicholson would have to win. Not to say that I wouldn't want to win, but like Nicholson in that moment would have to win because that would just be like icing on the cake.
Nice. I love it, man. Awesome. But again, thank you so much for taking time to do the podcast, man. Really excited to have you on. But the first thing that comes to mind, I want to come to the beginning side, of your career. But like, how did you first get introduced into professional wrestling? Like, how did that start for you?
How did it start out for me? I started watching wrestling when I was very young. With my father growing up, we watched SmackDown on Thursday nights on UCN, and we would always record the episode to watch it the whole week until the next show, and we would repeat the cycle. And that's what really got me into wrestling. I remember Eddie Guerrero, the Guerreros. I remember the Bashams, their feud. I remember Rey Mysterio. I remember Chris Benoit, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, like all the Attitude Era. That's what I grew up on. But when they decided to switch channels, because growing up I didn't have cable, family can afford it, and so when they left to go on, I forget which show, it was like Sci-Fi or something.
Yeah,
it was a different channel. I fell out of watching wrestling for a while. I would still see clips on YouTube and I would keep up that way, but it didn't really interest me because I didn't have the chance to watch the full show. But I think it was 2015 that I found WCPW, later rebrand Defiant Wrestling in the UK, and I started watching their YouTube shows, and seeing just that style of wrestling got me interested again. And then, I started watching wrestling again to see, okay, let's see what wrestling is now. And I got into some characters, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose at the time when he was there. And really, he was really one of my favorites. Getting back into wrestling, just watching him. And then it was 2016 that I decided to become a wrestler, because I was like, you know what? I've always enjoyed watching wrestling. And at the time I was in college, but I wasn't really focusing on like what my major was. And I figured, you know what? I'll just try wrestling and see how that goes for me. Worst I could do is crash and burn.
Mhm.
And then, 2018 is when I joined WOW, the
Mhm.
training center, and I had my first pre-show match 3 months in, which I
Wow.
didn't expect at all, to be
Wow,
honest with you.
that's fast. Yeah.
So I am very grateful for the opportunities that they gave me early on and trusting
Mhm.
my abilities. And I was never going to waste opportunities like that. If you go back to like my first year of wrestling, I had matches that honestly, in my opinion, I don't think I should have been in. I was in a 6-way no limits match. I think it's my my third time on the main show, having a main show match. Was in a 6-way title match for this little beauty right here. So, I didn't win it, unfortunately, but that was definitely the moment where I saw this and I was like, I want this. I need this. This is mine. This is the precious. So yeah, I am very grateful for WW giving me chances early on to get experience. And now I feel like I'm able to give back to the company in my unique way with matches that I can have now. So yeah.
And just to go back, when like you said, you're going to college and then decided to pursue into professional wrestling. What did you like? How did your family or like your friends react to that news that you were going to make that step into wrestling?
Confused a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. They were like, "Why wrestling? Why not MMA?" I was like, "I want to wrestle." It's like one of those things. It's like, if you go to tell your friends, like, "Hey, I'm gonna go air diving," they're like, "Cool, you're going skydiving. Like, that's awesome." You tell them you're gonna become a professional wrestler, they're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So definitely, once I told them that, I was like, "Okay, I'm stuck in this mindset. I gotta follow through with it." So that was like extra motivation for me.
And going to going to wrestling school, what was that like the first day going into school and going into wrestling? How was that whole experience like for you?
It was a little bit nerve-wracking. I was a little bit nervous, yeah. I was a little nervous, mainly because I was walking into something I had no idea about. And my first day, I just watched the class. I stood on the outside. I talked a little bit to the people at the time. And like the next day, I was there. I was ready. I got in the ring. And yeah, just after I did that, the nerves slowly started going away. And I got more confident the more I started to train, the more I started to take bumps. Once you take your bump, you think it's the scariest thing in the world. But once you take it, it's like, all right, okay, like this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. It sucks, but it's not as bad. So yeah.
And well, take me back, like typical day. Like, what did the training like consist of, and exercises? Like, what was like a typical day there?
So you started off by doing your basics, rolls, running the ropes, bumps. Then it went into cardio for about an hour and a half. And it was very, very tiring because once you were done doing the cardio, you were put to do drills, match scenario drills. And, if you mess up, you would do it again and again and again until you got it right. And after that, we then would have matches against one another. And that was how the days were mostly structured. There were different days. Tuesdays were a little bit more basic. Thursdays were a little bit more advanced. Wednesdays you had as free days to come in and just work on stuff. So you would always be able to pick your level, what you were at. If you were more comfortable with basic, if you wanted to try advanced, like but they always wanted you to do better. That was definitely one thing. They wanted you to do better than you did before. So there's always that progression involved. So that's how training was.
Yeah. And during that time too, you know, kind of like training, also trying to discover where you're going to be in the ring. Like, was there ever like footage or anything that you would watch to kind of get inspiration for like ring style, like the moves that you wanted to do in the ring?
Absolutely. Definitely, I would be watching a lot of indie matches that were just put on YouTube. Because, you know, when you start out, you think, oh, I want to do all these cool moves, and I'm guilty of that. That was my mindset at the time. So I would watch, you know, like Finn Balor's in WWE. I would watch Will Ospreay's in New Japan. I would watch Lucha Underground. I would watch all these crazy places with these people doing crazy things. And I would like, you know what, I want to do that. I want to do that. You know, let me practice that. And I don't do any of those moves now because over time, when you learn what wrestling is, you learn, oh, I can do this and still get the same reaction as that. So it was definitely that experience that helped me get to the point where I am. So I am very happy to watch the stuff that I did. I'm watching better stuff now. Less flippy, more wrestling.
And then that's someone, let's say someone that's watching this, and let's say like they never seen you wrestle. What style would you say that you are in wrestling? Would you be something that's technical or high fly, or maybe a little bit all around?
Honestly, bro, I don't know what style I am. Because I love taking everything. I love chaining. I love being able to tie people up. I love using weapons. If you ever seen one of my No Limits matches, you know I'm fond of using unique weapons. I've used the Legos. I've used hockey sticks. I've used trash cans. I've used chairs. I've used doors. I've used anything under the sun I will use. And then you have striking, which getting chopped isn't so bad once you get chopped, you know, after the first 50 times.
Yeah.
But I prefer not to get chopped.
Yeah.
I think everybody in this business prefers not to get chopped.
Yeah.
So striking, I'll do it if I need it. High flying, I'll do it if I need it. But really, I just enjoy being in the ring. I love that grappling, you know, just let's just get into it. Damn, you're getting me hyped right now. I kind of want a match now. God damn it.
Oh yeah. No, I agree too. I mean, especially, you know, like you were saying about the chop thing. Like, yeah, like the chops really. I mean, I've gotten chopped maybe twice, and man, it hurt like really bad. So just agree with you. Yeah, chops. Yeah, they suck.
You ever see a man named Biggie Biggs?
Yes.
He's been on our show a few times. I've never been chopped by the man, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear one of his? It echoes throughout the whole building.
Oh, man. Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Biggie,
man.
if you're watching, like, respect, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad I never got chopped by you.
Hopefully you didn't jinx yourself, but yeah, hopefully. But yeah, hopefully not. But yeah, you know, like saying, you know, we're training everything. And was there ever a time too, like your school ever brought like a big name to train with you guys, or was there any seminars that you attended?
Absolutely. I remember Mike Quackenbush being there teaching us wrestling. I remember Jazz being there. One of my first seminars there, I'm going a little out of order. One of my first seminars was with Molly Holly. And that seminar was very informal, because being able to ask someone who's been to WWE, someone who's made money in this business, questions on how to get better, what to do, was just very insightful. Then my second seminar was with Raven from ECW, and he's just a character. He really is. The guy will make you laugh by saying the dumbest shit, and you will have no choice but to smile because it is funny as hell. And Jazz was our third seminar, and that was the seminar that I got to wrestle someone like her. and she did not make it easy. She did not make it easy. I will admit that. I'm sure there's like footage somewhere out on either the Warriors Instagram or YouTube, but I was able to get in there and grapple with her for a little bit, and it was a really good experience. So yeah.
And out of those seminars too that you did, you know, what was like the biggest, like, was there any advice that they have given you about the business that kind of still like sticks with you?
That's the advice I got from Raven. Get shiny boots.
Yeah, that would be something I would say.
Raven was get shiny boots. Molly was just like, put yourself out there. You know, you can't make it in this business if you're not out there. You know, there's that one. You know, just everyone has like little tidbits that they can give you, and your best job is just to try to do it yourself and hope that it works out. But yeah, I'd say that's about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, man, great names too, and especially great wrestlers to learn from. So for you to get the opportunity to work with them, this has been really cool feeling to do that. But also, you know, doing training and everything, like you said, you had your first match after you said 3 months of training. So what was that whole, like, tell me about it. Like, what was that first match like getting out of the curtain for the first time in front of an audience? Like, what was that whole experience like for you doing it?
I remember this because we were at a show in St. Finbar's, which we're going back to pretty soon, May 14th, you know, Brooklyn, New York. And if this doesn't come out before then, you know, it's already happened. If it's not, come down to the show. Why not? I'm going to plug it right there. But yeah, we were at St. Finbar's, and it was my first match. It was me and another guy. His name is Gio. And we started training at the same time. And it was a handicap match against someone who used to be there. He's not there anymore. And we got destroyed by him. And I don't remember this match because it was us getting our ass kicked. I remember because walking out of that curtain the first time, there was a set of stairs we had to go down, and I almost tripped and busted my ass.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I remember it for that. I caught myself, and I played it off. It was just really funny to me. The match itself, oh my God, I got thrown around like a rag doll in that match. I did not like it. But it was definitely inspirational for what I can do now to people in the ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I felt coming out there for the first time.
And also too, when you look back in your career, I mean, so far in your career, you know, what matches have been like your favorite or like favorite moment in your career?
Favorite matches. Starting out, it was the 6-way for the No Limit. You know, I will always remember that match. Then I had a really good match against when it was me and my partner James Tyler in Destination Now. We had a really good match against Warhoff, two big old grizzly bear guys from Ohio, and that match was also very memorable because I hurt my leg in that match, like right at the beginning. And so I had to work through that pain and still finish that match. We won, so that's all that counts.
Yeah.
And yeah, that match stands out to me. And also, I would say another tag team match that happened the very same year, except it was Chris Steeler and Scotty Priest versus me and E-Rock. And I enjoyed that match because, I'm sorry, gonna be a little egocentric over here. I was great in that match. We had that match won. You know, anybody who's a fan of Warriors watching, if you remember that match, you know we could have won until, you know, a little big-headed E-Rock decided to break up a pin for our team, you know, which didn't make sense to me at the time. People still wonder why I hit him in the back with a chair and beat the crap out of him. You get what you get. Karma's a bitch. What can I say? So yeah, I remember that match. And most recently, my match against Vicious Vicky for my second title reign. That match stands out to me too.
In talking about that belt too, what does it mean to you? Like, what does that title mean to you to have and to be the No Limits champion?
What does this title mean to me? Well, first of all, it means that whatever I'm doing it right. I'm doing it the best. And I know this is my second reign, so what does that tell you?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
How many people say they're a dual champion? I mean, a two-time champion. How many people?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially on the indie scene. Like, you can't say that about a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Absolutely. And it's crazy too, because watching your matches and watching, and I've been watching a lot of them on YouTube, and it's crazy too, because you got wins over like a lot of like top talent. Like one I noticed too is that you had a match with Zeta Zhang, who's popular over here in California. And what was it like wrestling with her?
Zeta Zhang. She was my first female opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So I was definitely nervous getting in the ring because, I'm a gentleman. My mother always raised me, never hit a woman. So, I saw a lot of people hate that gentleman crap. But you know what? I live up to it. Getting in the ring with her, it was fun. I will say it was fun. It was a really good time. And if I could have another match against her, I would. I'm definitely not opposed to it. We have a show called Intergender Warfare. That's where I had the match with her. If she wants another match, I have no problem putting this up. Come on, Zeta. If you're watching, come on. Calling you out. Come on, Zeta. I know you want the little pretty belt.
Dang. You calling her out, man. That would be nice to see that again for sure. But obviously, also like mentioning her, having a match with her. Also, you got the opportunity to face Dirty Dango, which is aka Fandango. What was it like wrestling?
Dirty Dango. Dirty Dango. You seen the promo that guy did for our match? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you give me your thoughts about that. I want to hear what a fan has to think about that.
I don't know. I don't know what I guess in between you guys. I mean, I'm just fan. I'm just watching.
Like I was being respectful. I was doing my job.
But were you being respectful? I mean, I don't know.
You know what? It's all in the eyes of the perceiver. Okay, it's all subjective to what people see. All right, and what I saw a lazy attitude, and I decided to copy said lazy attitude. My dog is still cuter, though. I will say that.
But you know what? Most importantly, you got the win. You got a win over him.
It was that win that got me the chance to get back my No Limits championship from really what was a fluke champion, Vicious Vicky. All right, she was a fluke. Okay. I don't know if people know this listening to your podcast or would even care to know. So, but I'm gonna let them know this championship has been going through so much before it came to me. All right. It goes to E-Rock, but it wasn't official. It goes back to Steeler, just go to Vicky, and then Vicky can't even have a good No Limits match until she has one with me. You see what I mean? This belt belongs to me. I belong with this belt. We are synonymous. All right. Venom and Eddie Brock, same relationship.
You don't see anyone that's going to give you, a run for your money? Is there any challenges that kind of catches your eye that, give you
at
could
Warriors
possibly
right
take
now?
away? Yeah.
At Warriors right now, I would say the only people. You know what? I don't think I want to answer that here. No.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I don't want to put anybody's. I don't want to put it in anybody's head that it's an open invitation to come from my belt.
But you're a champion.
But there's plenty of people. I am the champion. But here's the thing: opportunities are earned; they're not given. And anything I say, people will perceive as an invitation.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Well, so I say to people who are watching, you want a title shot? Earn it at WOW, all right?
You earned
I
it.
had to,
you had to earn it too.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know this or probably remember this, but there was a tournament in 2019 for a number one contendership. No, in 2020, not 2019. In 2020, there was a tournament for this championship, and I won that tournament. I competed in 2 matches that night with a busted up back, so much pain, and I still won. And as I won, I had an epiphany that night because the reaction of me winning, nobody wanted it. No matter how much pain I was in, no matter how hurt I was, no matter how much I gave to the mutants, they booed me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I come back, they boo me again. I get a partner who's funny. They cheer for me. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I see, yeah.
My partner leaves. They boo me again. And all I was trying to do was be the good guy. All I was trying to do was appease the mutants. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But clearly they love their little, shiny new toys of the new breed, all these young guys. So really, I just got tired of listening to the boos. So I decided to accept them. Now I relish when they boo me.
Yeah.
It's a lot like Cheers in my own twisted way.
Yeah. So obviously, if the fans, you don't care about them, you don't care even if they boo you, it's no big deal. That isn't.
No, fans are only there to see one thing, and that's a car wreck. So that's what I give them. I give them a car wreck.
Yeah.
Not the way they want, but the way I give it. And so far, I haven't heard any complaints from them except for one really annoying commissioner fellow who I don't think I should mention on this podcast right now.
Okay.
You know who you are.
Yeah, but like I said, man, you've been killing, especially with Warriors of Wrestling, and especially with now, what are your goals as of now? Like, what's the goal for you? Like, what in the future? What company would you like to sign with? Is there ever come in your head like where would you like to be in the future?
What company? So right now, my head isn't at what company I would want to work for long term. Like you're talking about like AEW, New Japan, WWE. That's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good place to head to. But right now, I want to work all the smaller places around the world, right? I just don't want to work for one company for 20 years and say I made my living there. Because yes, that is the dream. Yes, I probably sound stupid saying this, but hey, it's wrestling. Live it your way, okay? I want to travel the world. I want to go to the UK. I want to go to Japan. There's wrestling in China I want to check out. There's Mexico. There's California, where you are. There's Canada. There's so many places to go and so little time to go do it all. I would want to do that first and make my name doing that. And then go someplace long term.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the guys now, I mean, like if you look like example, like Bryan Danielson, was everywhere at one point. He was in Japan.
Samoa Joe, CM
Samoa
Punk,
Joe, Styles. Yeah.
Every guy you see on TV right now has already traveled the world 10 times over. That's where they got their experience. That's where they got their names. And people seem to forget that. They just seem to think, oh, I'm going to have a match or two that's really, really good, post it on the internet, show it to as many people as I can and get bookings that way because that's how wrestling works now. I've seen some terrible, terrible wrestling posted on the internet from people who think they're good.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestlers will say the same, except they won't because they don't want to sound like dicks, but
that's true. I mean, yeah. And also,
I will say this, I never ended up on Botchamania.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, So it's true. I agree with you. And especially with talking about with companies, what about wrestlers? Like, is there anyone in the future that you'd like to have a match with?
Actual wrestlers, if I'm not celebrity, right?
No, yeah, wrestlers.
Yes, there is someone that I want to have a wrestling match with. There's actually there's 3 people. I will say there's 3 people, and it's all currently in the same place right now. So hopefully they'll stay there. The first one is Darby Allin, because I feel like a match between us would just be insanity.
Yeah.
You know, that's thinking about it, if I had just one, like 5 minutes, give me 5 minutes with Darby, 5 minutes, I will make sure that everybody remembers the match. Daniel Bryan and John. Oh, what would I do in the match? Jeez. I don't want to say. I don't want to do spoilers. No spoilers. If you've seen a Darby Allin match, it's going to be nothing like a Darby Allin match. It's going to be a Dexter Obsidian match. So,
nice.
Yeah, that I want to keep to myself. Daniel Bryan and John Moxley are the other 2 that I would want to have matches with. Because those guys seem like they love wrestling to the point where they give it so much respect that they respect their opponents to actually kick their effing heads in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I like that style of wrestling. I like it when people treat each other like wrestlers and actually compete against one another. So those 2 would be on the list.
What are your thoughts on, especially with them teaming up now with Moxley and Danielson? Are you a fan of it, or do you think it's
No, it's honestly awesome. I thought they were going to make it a rivalry. It's gonna do like the whole year, but now that they're a tag team, I'm like, you know what? This is nice.
Yeah.
And like bringing Wheeler Yuta into it, like, shit, I want to be a part of the Combat Club.
and Regal and everything. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Regal is probably like the best man to have as a manager.
Yeah.
On television, because he's just like it's William Regal. How do you like not pay attention to any segment he's in?
Yeah.
Like you can't. Like he's there. Listen. The guy knows what he's talking about. The guy knows, like, I don't know. So yeah, I would definitely want to be a part of that group. But I would want to say some, I guess, isn't that like the initiation? You have to go against both of them. That's how Wheeler Yuta got in, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they both had a face.
It works out. It works out.
But especially now, with so many companies out there, with AEW and WWE and Impact and NXT. How much wrestling do you watch? As of today, is it something you watch every day of wrestling to keep up with it?
I think I don't watch it consistently anymore on TV. I do keep up with it, through social media and stuff like that, just to see like what's happening. But for wrestling that I watch now, I watch a lot of old school wrestling, old school ROH, old school British wrestling, old school All Japan wrestling. I just watch what worked back then and what people don't do anymore, and I try to do it now. Because if it worked back then, it worked for a reason, folks. Don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially, what I like too, because like I watch, I keep up your Instagram, so I watch all your posts and I watch a lot of your promos. And in my opinion, I think they're really, really good, very well done on the promos and everything. And I always want to know, when you did promos like for the first time and doing stuff like that, was this something that you kind of caught on very easily, or was it something that kind of took time and then started developing for you?
It definitely took time. I remember the first time that I actually had to do a promo. We were doing a promo class, and this was like my second week of being at Warriors when I was starting out. I didn't have a name or anything, and the goal was you have 30 seconds, introduce yourself and what you're about and stuff like that, right? And I didn't have a name, so I was thinking, oh shit, I need a name. Dexter. I came up with the Obsidian part later.
Yeah.
But promos didn't come easy to me. Promos were definitely a challenge for me, especially early on. I feel like now they come a little bit easier because I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I don't care what I say. You know, if you're offended, I'm sorry. It's life. It's full of offenses. Don't be butthurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely feel more confident in my promos now, especially that I know some people don't like them because of me, or some people do like them because, you know, I ain't afraid to say my shit.
Yeah. And I see
I'm
it too
probably
in
a little too
promos,
much on
man.
this podcast. I am sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. But yeah, like I said, man, the promos, I like them. They're awesome. They're entertaining, man. So that's all I want to ask. Because when you're out there, when I see the videos, man, it's like, you know, like a veteran, you know, doing it. So it's, and then, yeah, but especially with your matches too, man. I love watching matches, especially the ones I've watched so far on YouTube. And, you know, very fun, very exciting, man. And then now I know why you're the champion.
Mm-hmm. See, the truth to say, hard work pays off.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
Scott Hall said it himself.
Absolutely. And especially, you know, a couple weeks ago, we also had someone that actually on the podcast that wrestles for Warriors Wrestling, and that was Jade that was on the podcast. What are your thoughts on her and what she's been doing over there at WoW?
My thought on Jade. She's a champion.
Yeah.
You know, she's not a no limits champion, but she's a champion. So for the women's champion, she's doing what she has to do. She's beating big names. She was just in a match against the native beast, Nyla Rose. You know, she's doing her job, and I'm very excited to see where she goes. But like I said, she's not a no limits champion.
No.
So there's only so much I'll comment on.
If she is watching this, is there something you want to? Is there a message you'd like to say to her?
Don't get too comfortable with the title.
Get
used to disappointment sometimes, because it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
After all, this is my second reign. You're gonna have to lose it at some point, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true, but for both ways, right? Even for you, you're pretty much saying for yourself too, right? Or is it just for her?
I definitely have a good understanding of I can lose this at any time.
Yeah.
I definitely have a good understanding of that. I was put through a door the first time when this was taken away from me. So, yeah. I don't see it going anywhere soon. I promise you that. But the day that this does leave me, someone's going to have to pry it from my dead hand, because I am not giving this thing up without a fight. All right?
Awesome. Awesome. I can tell you really love that belt. Yes, you're holding it. Awesome. But again, then, you know, to finish it off, you know, the last question, you know, someone that is watching this and wants to, you know, hopefully one day become a professional wrestler, what advice could you give to someone that wants to be in the business and be successful?
If you want to be a professional wrestler, I'm going to give you the advice that I was given when I started training. Keep your eyes and ears open and your mouth shut. Because you don't learn by talking. You learn by watching and listening. You put in the work, you get results.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's just a fact. And anyone who says otherwise is a fool.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. I love it, man. Great advice. And again, man, such an honor to have you on, and so much fun, dude. Thank you so much for being on the
Thank
pod.
you, man. I enjoyed my time here. It was you definitely got me going. Now I'm thinking of like putting another match out there. You know, what am I doing in July? I know what I'm doing in June. I know what I'm doing next week. What am I doing in July? You're giving me something to think about now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. And then, by the way, before we end this, is there anything you would like to plug in? The social medias, any bookings coming up? Anything you would like to plug in?
Sure. Social medias. You can follow me on Instagram at Dexter Obsidian. You can follow me on Twitter. Same thing. Dexter Obsidian. And like I said, if this comes out before May 14th at St. Sin Bars, Brooklyn, New York, I will be having a match against Steve Savage. Coming in from Ireland, so it's a international match for the No Limits Championship. I wouldn't want to miss it. So yeah, go ahead, follow me on Instagram, Dexter Obsidian, Twitter, Dexter Obsidian. Follow Warriors of Wrestling. Always be up to date with what happens with the No Limits Championship. And that's really it for me.
All right, cool. Awesome, man. Again, thank you so much for being on the pod. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll put everything you just said, we'll put it down, description down below, where you can follow them all the social medias. The links will be there. Also, Warrior Wrestling, the YouTube channel, everything will be down below on description. And again, be your favorite and follow this man's journey, man. He's doing big things, especially with the title of No Limits. So please follow him. And yeah, and there you go. And don't forget to subscribe and like, and also follow the links for social media. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, Dexter, thank you so much, champ.
No problem, man. I appreciate the time you've given me on your podcast. All right.
No, absolutely, man. Thank you. And it's gonna do us for here at Championship Online Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.